In this video, I'm going to show how we can manage many-to-many relationship in a Power App Canvas app. So for Canvas apps compared to a model-driven app, it is much easier to manage any relationships that you have with your tables because there are built-in functions to help you do so. And for this application, I have two different tables, trainers and skill sets, and I have created a many-to-many relationship between them using the Dataverse. So a trainer can have many skill sets, and the skill set can have many trainers. So first of all, I have this gallery here, this front page here, and how do I retrieve the data? I have the data stored in a collection called collection trainers, and on start, my app will collect the trainers. So if I go to on start, you can see here. So I have a clear collect here. So clear collect will discard any of the other old data that you have from your collection trainer, and then you will retrieve from the new table which I assigned it to Singapore trainers. So Singapore trainers is the name of the table name of my data set, and I have assigned it to collection trainer. So every time the app starts, it will retrieve the data from my original table and store it in the collection, and from there I can use the collection on my gallery here. So for next, okay, if I turn off my button here, you can click into my skill set. So the important one is how do we retrieve my relationship data and store it and display here. So for this, we have this entire function here. The important one is this skill sets. So if you can see here, this is a skill sets table, but this skill sets table is not my original skill sets table, but this is the skill sets table from the relationship table. So if you can see here, this is the actual name of my table, CIC90 trainer underscore CIC90 skill sets underscore CIC90 skills. So this would be whatever name that you have given to your relationship table. If you have not given a name, it will be default. It will look something like this. Okay, so from here, I sort this table using the name of my skill set so that it's in alphabetical order. And after that, I use concat. So I concat the names of the skill sets followed by a comma, and this would give the result that you see here, which is finding out all the relationships. So every skill set that this trainer has will be shown here. Okay, so if I turn on the button again and go to next, so if I click in, the next page here, I can see the data of my trainer as well as the skill sets down here. So this is where we edit the skill set. So for this text view here, for this one, instead of using this item dot skill sets, if we go back, you can see it. Click here. Yeah. So this item dot skill sets will refer to whatever item the gallery is in. So this item will refer to this trainer, and this item will refer to this trainer down here. But in the trainer view itself, I click in, you can see here is a bit different. Gallery filter dot selected dot skill sets. So for this one, I am just taking whichever trainer that I have selected from the gallery filter, which is the name of my gallery from the previous page. And dot selected will give me that specific item, and then everything is the same. So I'm getting the skill sets from that specific item. Next, we can click into edit skill sets. In this page, I have this skill set gallery here. So this skill set gallery is just getting all the data from my skill sets table, data source, which is here. You can see skill sets, data type table. And how we show all these checkbox and tables is we click here into our single gallery cell. We can add a checkbox component by searching here. So you search for checkbox and then you just drag and move it in. And then for the text, we can just use the text label here and then do this item dot name, and this would give you the text of my skill sets. So if we scroll down here, we can actually see that some of the data has already been checked, and these are all the values that the trainer already has, all the skill sets the trainer already has. And how do we get these default values? So for that, I would go into my trainer. So I click edit skill sets, and then I go to on visible. So this would be like your on start, but instead of on start, it's on visible is when you open up this page. So on visible, you can see here I have a clear collect. So I am collecting the collection. I'm collecting into the collection called collect select skill sets, and I am collecting all the relationships that this trainer has with the skill sets. And from here, once I have the collection, if I click on my checkbox and then I go to default, so for default, you can see here, uh, I'm using this item.skillset in collection skillsets.id. So I am comparing the IDs of my entire skillset table with the IDs of my relationship table, and if there is a match, the checkbox will be checked. So that is how we get the default values of the trainer. Next, how do we create relationships or remove relationships from these two tables with the checkboxes? This is using the on check and on unchecked function features of the checkbox. So if you scroll down and I go to on check, you can see here, this is the important function that we need, relate. So relate would create a new relationship between whatever I have checked when it is on check. So for this, I use relate. Then you can see here, I have relate entity 1 related table and entity 2 record. So for the table, I am using the table from the selected trainer. So gallery filter dot selected would be the trainer, and then skill sets, this is the relationship table, and then I will just use this item. So I am putting the skill set that is checked into my relationship table. So this would create a new relationship. And we have another line here called clear collect. So this is the exact same line as when I show you the on visible. And why we need this function here as well is because we have a search bar, and the search bar will always reset my default values. So if I don't clear collect this with the new data, when I use the search bar, the check marks will disappear. The relationship exists, but visually we cannot see it. So we need to update the collection of the selected skill sets in order to make sure that the check mark remains, even if we use the search bar. So for on unchecked, it is the same, exactly the same, except we are using unrelate now. So we are removing this item from my relationship table. And just a quick demo here. If I click play, okay, click save. Okay, so for this trainer, you can see here I have Arduino, C++, CSS, HTML, and all this. So if I click edit skill sets, I want to look for Python. Okay, no, Python is done. Okay, I look for PyTorch. If I select PyTorch and then I remove it, if I scroll down and look for P, yeah, so you can see PyTorch is still selected, and then if I click save, you can see PyTorch becomes here, and that is all.